Delmarva is suffering from empty nest syndrome. Hundreds of what were once thriving poultry houses are sitting empty. Actually, it's hard to drive more than a couple of miles without seeing an abandoned poultry house somewhere left to decay into a decrepit eyesore.
But then there are poultry houses that have been given a new purpose, a new life. And that's what WBOC's Charles Paparella joins us to talk about this afternoon. Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice to meet you, Charlie.
It's so exciting.
So what made you decide to do a story on empty poultry houses?
Well, I just saw an awful lot of them out there over a period of time and thought, that's odd. You know, they weren't falling down, they were just empty.
Yeah.
So I started asking folks and found out why.
You rarely find just one of these things somewhere, do you?
Depends on the age of the house.
Yeah.
The older ones, yeah, there'll be a single, but you see 2 or 3 or 4 together.
So some of these are being repurposed?
There's some pretty famous ones. One is, of course, Johnny Janosics up in Laurel. Started out, it was the longest store on the shore with the shortest prices.
That was a chicken house?
Yeah, the original facility was in
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It had been. They didn't move the chickens out and move the
Oh, okay, all right.
It had been vacant.
It
for
had
some
been
time.
a chicken. How about that? And then the Red Roost, I know.
The Red Roost is one of the finest restaurants on Delmarva, and they started out in a chicken house.
Yeah.
Still is.
It still is.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
How about that?
Chicken tastes better.
Now, those are success stories. Obviously, that's the exception. It's not necessarily the rule, right?
It's absolutely the exception. There are, in fact, thousands of abandoned broiler houses on the Delmarva Peninsula total.
What do the farmers have to say about that?
Well, that's a really good question, James, because no farmer wants to go on camera these days about anything.
Yeah.
I found out the reasons why, and part of the reason that they won't talk is kind of surprising, and we're about out of time, I think.
So you're not going to tell us right now?
I'm not supposed to tell
We
you
have
that.
to watch
the,
later.
The broadcast will be at 11 p.m. this evening, when all of these and many more secrets will be revealed.
Okay,
All right.
before we do that,
Yes.
can we talk about how some have actually been turned into a sports facility?
There's, for many years, there was one in Salisbury, a baseball practice facility. There's one up in Delaware. There's probably, I would guess, 4 or 5. They're well suited for pitching and batting, but not for fielding because
Not much of a
The ball-
you
yeah.
can't go
And
very high.
horses, of course.
Of course, a horse.
I didn't mean to do that.
There are a surprising number of stables that people have converted mainly cement floor chicken houses into, and it works pretty well for that because most horses aren't terribly tall. The others are, some of the old chicken coops have been converted into gift shops and things like that, old barns. You know, it's something people do, make use of their facilities is what
right.
it is.
And why, we learn later.
Yeah,
All
ideally.
right. Well, you can watch Charlie's story, Delmarva's Chicken Houses Under Construction, tonight on WBOC News at 11. And stick around, Charlie, because we cannot have you on the show without having you perform. And get this, who knew there are words the Travels with Charlie song?
It's a huge secret.
It is a huge secret
revealed
that will be
tonight.
revealed.
Well, something else that you can find on Delmarva, exquisite art. And you have a chance to get up close and personal with it this weekend. It's all part of the Biggs Museum's An Affair with the Arts. You're going to find out how you can be a part of the fun just by showing up and having a good time.
Plus, we're even getting an early taste of the affair when Abbott's joins us in the kitchen to make a seafood dish popular in Central and South America. Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.